Welcome to Framework Fortune and welcome back Framework Fortune community. I'm your host Ben and we've got our co-host H&H Trader in the building. What's going on, buddy?
Nothing much, man. Good day in the market. Crazy moves again.
Yeah, sounds like it. So let's jump into the SPY and see the first crazy moves there of seeing this thing dump off even more today, breaking and closing below 430. What do you think? Think that's it? Is that the end of times? We going super bearish?
I think everything's waiting on what happens this Friday. However, whatever action or news that comes out Friday is going to determine the fate of America. No, I'm just kidding.
You're not kidding. You're actually dead serious. Because the whole country could, the whole government could shut down and all that, like we discussed last night. So it's not a joke anymore. It's a reality. But yeah, I think you're right. If the government stays open, I think we could see a rebound, but I don't think it'll be a rebound back to new highs or anything like that. I think we've got a rough road ahead of us, no matter what the outcome is.
Yeah, it's just finally getting some natural movement in the SPY, man. It's just amazing seeing actual sell-off and not those little short hesitation, those short
candles.
hesitations. It just doesn't give you any time to. Or not really time, but any kind of pattern that you can see. But now getting these longer bars to the downside, oh man, it's beautiful.
So what did you trade this morning?
So this morning I watched PALT, and man, PALT was looking okay at first. It went into that halt, came out of that halt, and kind of just shimmied around.
That's a pretty big gap up right there.
Yeah, I got in on that. I'm so glad you're looking at the 15. We can see a lot. So I got in on that green 15 candle, and I was looking for it to continue. I set my stop. I literally got in right in that indecision, that little indecision, like around $11. And I got in with like 25 shares. I think it ran up, and I set my stop out a couple of cents before. Because I don't let things. If I'm in the green, I'm not about to let it run against me. I stopped right there and got a little scalp, but that little rundown, I wasn't expecting that jar down. But glad I had to stop there to save me, because we see what happened after that.
Yeah, it turned and sold off the rest of the day. I didn't like the way it looked. I didn't see it when it made the move there. I saw it about right here, and I was like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
That. I'd say this is going to come down. I don't think it's one to keep an eye on for now. It's way too high up there.
Yeah, I took money on it yesterday, took money on it today, so took a second position here.
Oh,
okay. So when it came down and it did that big pullback on that red candle. You see that red candle go back to the left right there? I was like, okay, this thing looks like it may hold up. I was like, well, I'm just going to let it kind of play around VWAP. So it played around VWAP with the indecision candle right there. I was like, all right, this thing is looking okay. This candle that dumped down was green at first. Yeah. And so I entered on that candle for a retest of the highs. And I had a pretty tight stop on it. And also small position size because I didn't trust it. But yeah, it dumped down and stopped me out, and I'm so glad I got stopped out where I did. It was way before this bottom. I got stopped out pretty much as soon as it cracked VWAP. I got stopped out. So
you got stopped out up
here. Yeah, way up there. Perfect. Nice. VWAP saved me, man.
One Life says the VWAP is nonsense.
Oh no, he uses it. It's on his tool belt.
I took a couple of shots. I jumped in DMAC here. This was looking really good, and then the SPY started crashing, so I just got out of it. I got in right here. It started slowly pushing up, and got in at 423, looking for it to break the VWAP, and it popped on up to 429. Pulled back and started curling. It was looking real good, and then that's when the SPY just dumped. So it just yanked it right down, and it just sold off the rest of the day.
What was the catalyst here?
They had fast track designation for their treatment of some type of acute stroke.
I did not see this one today.
It didn't get much volume. It never even got 1 million in volume. That's why. Yeah, this right here was the volume I was seeing, and it was small amounts, like 50, 60,000, and it started increasing. So I was like, man, if this gets 1 million in volume, this will rip. Pretty low float. but it just couldn't get it.
That pre-market charting looks absolutely horrible.
Yeah, there was.
I,
They just had a quick little pops up there and right back down.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, that right there, that pre-market high, it'll never. It was never gonna get back up there.
I was looking for 450. That's all I really wanted was 450, and it could not get over that 425.
ALZN didn't really do what I wanted it to, so I went ahead and jumped out of that one.
Yeah, I'm still in
Um,
this one. Well, I actually traded this one in the morning as well. It had that halt and came out of the halt, so I waited a while on this 15-minute candle. This is a couple of candles before I jumped in there. It was going crazy. It dropped all the way down, and then when it started coming back up and breaking the VWAP, I hopped in there at 313, and it shot up to 360, but just got slammed down. So I got out at 315. I guess that was a small profit there.
I mean, I got in
It was
on that
around
dip
here,
right
right?
there.
Yeah, because I got in the same
Where
area.
Yeah, and it just started failing VWAP, so I went ahead and jumped out. I'm not gonna hold it. It's too. I mean, it's around that price level where it's either gonna rip or not. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I'm still holding it. I still got 40 shares of it. I figured let's try it. They got a written response from the FDA, which is a positive response. So, that's not the greatest news, but it's not bad. And with the action it was getting, and now I see an actual wedge here forming. This is either going to pop up or down in pre-market tomorrow. Either gap up
yep.
or gap down out of this triangle. So it's going to be a little dangerous.
The other trade that we talked about that was moving was LPTX, which is down there in your percent gainers. LPTX caught this rip here. Now this was a real slow scalp. So I remember we were on the phone and I saw it right in that little consolidation there. Yeah, so I went ahead and jumped in because it was moving so slowly, and I held it all the way to the top, and I was like, all right, this thing's moving super slow, so I'm gonna go ahead and get on down because I got in 100 shares on that breakout, so it was
About
okay.
20 bucks or something like that.
Yeah,
25.
yeah. But it was super slow, and I got super scared in there as well. On that little dip down on that green candle right to the left,
Oh, this
left.
one.
Yeah, boy, whew, I was sweating.
This one did not have any news, but it started running pretty nice, and it's been running the last week.
Yeah,
So it's still bullish, it's still above the 10-day. I would say we'll see a pullback tomorrow. I bought some of this too, and I'm holding it on my Webull account. I'm going to see if it pops up over 4 tomorrow, maybe give one more test for a push up to 5. But if it starts coming down, I'm going to be getting out of it.
yeah. The last trade that I had was the big boy trade. It was so nice. Oh, it was nice. MDIA. Oh man, this thing was nice. I got in right on that red indecision candle, 50
Okay.
shares, and I rode it to the top.
Very nice. So it's almost over a dollar move, $1.25 just about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
nice
for me
pop.
a little bit as well. I was trying to be patient with it because it was a very, very low float. It has less than 3 million shares float, and it just, boy, that thing exploded. But it was so scary. But profit is profit.
Yeah, I like the daily chart still too. I think this has got more in it.
I'm good. Like I said, I just want my percentage, man. That's it.
If it can, right where it got hung up at that 1260 area, that's where the resistance is. So if it breaks 1260, we could see it. The previous high was 1740, so it's got
Yeah,
some
that's
room to
that's what I
go.
sold into.
Yeah, you sold into that high. That was a good sell there. That was a good exit. I'm just saying this pattern is looking really nice. It may have to come back down and then break a little bit later, but it could bust through tomorrow.
Well, it has a shelf registration on it, so that's
Mm,
one reason I was like, I don't care to hold this thing overnight or anything, even though it's getting up.
yeah, if it's
It's
got a
been
shelf, I wouldn't risk that
Yeah,
then.
because if you look at the other two times that it came up there, those other two humps, they failed big.
Yeah.
I'm talking about on the 15 minute. You see that big rip down after that
Yep.
explosion up, then a big rip down. So I was like, all right, it's already done this 2 times. I guarantee you. And this is what I was looking at. It was holding VWAP. I was like, I bet this thing can get up one more time and get through those highs for the
Mhm.
for the power hour. And I had a stupid tight stop on this one. So I got in 50 shares down there, but I was only risking like 10 cents to the downside for $1 up.
That's a good risk to reward ratio. So yeah, I mean, I like the daily pattern, but with that shelf registration, it's scary because they could enact that. It's already up for the year. So RCAT made a nice rebound today, pushing all the way back up to that 380, and it was consolidating there for a while. And this is the one that has the NASA news. You know, I've been swinging it still, but I was looking. It had this pullback, so I jumped in there as it was pushing back up for this move. I thought this was going to be a bullish engulfing candle because it pushed above the top of that red candle. So I got 50 shares at that 373, and it came back down, but it still held up to the 10-day, got above the VWAP, and there I could have been, I was up like 14 cents. Probably should have locked it out, but I thought it was going to test 4, and it couldn't even do that. So this indecision candle followed by this bearish candle had to get out there, so I took a small loss on it. And then it started curling up again and looked like it was going to make a nice double bottom here. So I got in on this candle, 376, looking for that rebreak of 375, but couldn't do it. Just got slammed down again. So lost about $12 on that. So all in all, I only lost like $14 today.
Tell you, man, breakouts are not working. I don't know, bro. The only strategy that's been working is buy the dip, sell the rip.
Yeah, I had that here. I just didn't sell it at the top.
Sell the rip.
Yeah, man, it's not much of a rip though. Like,
hey,
come on, man.
Sometimes you just gotta be like, you know what? And this is why I use a trailing stop, because when I put a trailing stop in, it cuts my greed out of the trade.
Yeah, I need to use them.
The trailing stop will stick to the plan. So if I'm saying, all right, I want to lock profit in every 10 cents, it goes up 10, every 10 cents. That trailing stop is right behind it, and I'm not gonna take that trailing stop out. I'm gonna say I'm gonna watch and see if the plan works.
Yeah, no, I should do that. It would help my trading a lot because it, like you said, it takes the greed out of your hand, and I'm greedy. Oh man, but yeah, that was all the trades I took. I still am holding JCS. It's just going sideways, so I don't know.
How are you down $24 and didn't move?
I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with this. It's really wild, and I haven't had any time to check into it. Like, I know they did this merger, or they're doing the merger with Pineapple Energy, so I'm thinking still holding. So if it's going to hold above or right around my entry, and it can hold there till the dividend, and hey.
I would definitely have some kind of stop following that thing up, because that thing, any kind of news can come out, acquisition, or you're looking at a huge drop.
Well, no, this is not how the chart was before. Remember, like I was saying last night, the chart was totally different. Because I remember it was up to $10. It was up over $10 that one day. I was up $100 on this. JCS on Street Smart Edge on House platform he uses. And this is what I was talking about, how the chart looked. You can see there it ran up to 1050. That's when I was up like $100 on this play.
Yeah, I'll be very, very careful with that thing.
There was a swing trade, one on our swing trade list that popped up. Oh, yeah, it was SAC here. Got all the way up to 563. Broke out of that triangle pattern. So that was that dividend one that I didn't take off yet, so I don't know if anybody played that or not, but good job if you did. And, of course, DATS, that we know that one worked out pretty well. GROM was another one of the top gainers, but really didn't do much today. Just kind of continued up this trend line. But, again... Just like you were saying yesterday, the $3 stocks still aren't even getting that big of moves. I mean, this was $3.40 up to $4.72, which that's a nice rip. But look how long it took. That was 45 minutes for a dollar something rip.
I think that people are realizing that it's about the percentage gain, right? Mm-hmm. And so when you have a $3 stock, I mean, the likelihood of it comfortably, naturally moving $1, $2 is just not natural for a $3 stock to pop up to $5 or $6. But when you have that $7, $8, $9, $10 stock, it can easily move $1 because it's like a tenth of the price. Yeah. So people are focusing, and that's what I'm seeing. That's why when I'm trading these cheaper ones, I want to see the higher price ones fail first before I come down to the cheaper ones. So I keep them all on my scanner, and I wait, and I look for those higher price ones to fail VWAP, because most people are smart enough not to trade it below VWAP if you're long, and then
Most people,
Just
are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure, man. Most people trade above VWAP. But yeah, I just wait for those higher price ones to fail, and then I'll come down to the lower price ones.
Yeah. Well, it's working, man. Your strategy is definitely working right now. I don't see much else that went on. Did you see anything else that caught your eye and thought maybe would run tomorrow?
Nah, everything kind of at the end, everybody was taking profit.
Yeah, I expect that tomorrow too. With the SPY the way it looked today, people are probably not going to want to hold over the weekend in a downtrend.
Yeah, especially over the weekend, they won't even hold overnight.
That's what I'm saying. So swinging over this weekend's not a good idea. I'll probably close out all my positions tomorrow, to be honest, because I'm not going to wait 2 days to see what happens and then wake up Monday morning and the SPY's gap down here to 411 and they've halted the stock market and closed it for the day, like they did last year during the COVID dump.
Don't worry, guys, we're just getting our money out.
Yeah. Oh, look at there. Market closes 6.3 billion to the sell side this time.
It was what, 2 billion last time?
2 billion yesterday. So in the last 2 days, the market
Tripled.
yeah, man. People are dumping. Institutions are dumping. Yeah, I don't. That's why I'm really thinking there's not going to be a rebound for a while. I think we're in choppy waters now, and we could be dumping big dumps. For people who's newer to the stock market, they have this law that they enacted like in 2012 or 16, something like that. But anyway, they used it last year twice during the COVID drop. And they just halt the entire market and close the market for the day. So when they do that, that kills all the momentum. And then people start thinking, well, maybe I shouldn't have sold. And they start second guessing themselves. It didn't really matter in that dip, but it did slow it down. So it's not going to come down all at once. It's going to be a long, bumpy ride to the bottom.
Oh,
Maybe.
yeah.
It could be a quick, bumpy ride to the bottom. Who knows for sure, but I think we're going to slowly bleed out. I think we're committing reciprocal here in the United States. So
Yeah.
we'll be back tomorrow for some more live stream trading on both channels. If you haven't checked HH Trader's channel out, go check that out. Link in the description. He'll be live streaming over there. Go catch some of these strategies he's using right now to be profitable in this choppy market, because he's certainly doing better than I am at the moment. Appreciate everybody joining us as always. Stay safe out there. Until next time.